Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Mind Your Exam. So in this video we will be studying different ways of copying the list. So you have an existing list and you want to copy it you want to create a copy of the existing list. Then what are the ways that you should use? Okay, so the first way is direct assignment to another list. So for example, if you have an existing list, say list 1, and it has 3 elements 4, 5, 6, and you directly use the assignment operator, you create a new name for the new list that you want to create, and the name is list 2, and you assign list 2 to list 1. So what this statement will do, and most of the students generally do this, but generally speaking, it is not creating a copy of the list. It is actually creating two different names for the same list. So as I have shown here, this particular assignment statement will make both the variables or identifiers list 1 and list 2 point to the same copy of the list. A single copy will be maintained. Okay, although if you print both these lists independently, you will have the same values. And now you must notice in this case that no new list is being created. So in the memory, there is only a single list. There are no two copies, only two different names are pointing to the same list. So these are aliases of each other. Okay. And the most important point is that if you make a change in any one of these lists, so if you say list 1, the first element of list 1 should now be 10, then the same change will also be reflected in list 2. Okay, now if you want to make two independent lists such that you do not want the changes of one to be reflected into another, then there are three different ways of doing that. So the first way to do this is slice and store. So suppose you have an existing list, namely old list, then you slice that list from the very first index to the very last index. So when you are only specifying the colon inside the square bracket, so basically you are slicing from the beginning till the end of the list, and this will create a new list which has the name that you specify here, and then it will assign all the elements of the old list to the new list. Okay, and these will be independent lists, so any change you make in one will not be reflected, and there will be two copies of the list in the memory as well. Okay, so suppose you have a list named list 1 which has elements 4, 5 and 6, and you create a copy using slice and store. So when you do this, that you create a new list, list 3 equal to list 1, and include all the elements using slicing. Then when you print the new list named list 3, you will get the exact value that was present in the existing list as well. Okay, the second way of creating an actual copy of the existing list is using the list built-in function. So we have studied about the built-in functions that are present for lists in the previous video. You can go and check that also. And the method to do this is that you create a new name that you want to assign to the new list, and you call the list function with the argument. The argument will be the old list. So we have studied previously also that when you pass an argument to the list function, then all the elements are copied to the new list. So if you pass a list in the argument, each and every element of this list will become an element of the new list. And similar thing happens here. So when you do list 4 equal to list of list 1, so all the elements that are present in list 1 become the elements of the new list as shown here. Okay, and the last way of copying lists is to actually use the built-in function from the module copy. So there is a module named copy, and you can use the function that is present in that module, and the name of the function is also copy. So to do so, you first have to import the module, copy module, into your program using this statement, using the import keyword. and the name of the module. Now you create a new list by calling the copy function of the copy module and passing the existing list as its argument. So what I do in a program, if I have to follow this method, I first write the copy statement, the import copy statement. Then I create a new name for my new list, which is list 5 in this case. And then I do copy. So the first copy refers to the name of the module that we have imported. And the second is the function. Okay. So the round brackets are with the second copy, which is the function of the module. And in the function, we are passing the argument, which is the existing list. So the new list will contain all the elements of the existing list, and it also becomes 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So you can use any of the methods to create a copy of the list, but remember that in the first method, it is just a shallow copy in the sense that two different names are created for the same list, whereas in the other 3 cases, 2 different lists are created in memory. Okay. So that's all for today's video. If you have any doubts, you can mention them in the comment section below. And if you want to study any particular topic from the computer science subject, you can also refer to mention that in comment section below. We will be taking up those subjects and topics in future, definitely. Okay. Thank you for watching. Till we meet in the next video. Mind your exam.